Hey guys, it's Karma here doing a very late Dollhouse recap for Season 1, Episode 6 called Man on the Street. So the episode starts out with a bunch of confessionals from people in the city, basically talking about the dollhouse and if it's real and the urban legend of it. But mostly it goes to Sarah and Victor are in the dollhouse, and Victor touches Sarah's shoulder and she screams. So everybody assumes that, we found out she had sex, which I guess clients aren't allowed to abuse that sex thing. I'm not sure, because I vaguely remember Victor having sex with Miss Lonely Hearts, and I remember Echo having sex with the guy in with the hunter. So maybe it's just Sierra. I don't know. Someone can clear that up for me. But basically, they found out she had sex, and they think that Victor basically had sex with her against her will, but Boyd sets up this kind of trap, and we find out that it was Sierra's handler. And Miss DeWitt says, I could send you to the attic and whatnot, but I'm going to give you a mission. You need to go kill Paul, the agent's neighbor, because she knows too much, and there's more on that later. But Paul is one of the main themes of the episode. He finds out that this guy named Joel Miner, an internet mogul, has been kind of renting dolls. He looks at funds and stuff like that, and he finds it out. So he goes to the dude's house, and he takes out all the security there. And he sees Joel with Echo, because that's his wife. And Boyd gets Echo out of there, and Paul and Joel, the internet mogul, start talking about... It's a really sad story. I guess his wife was on the way to see the house that he had bought for her, and she died. So every year on that day, he gets, he gets a doll. But he doesn't really come out and say it, but it's, come on, Paul knows. But then Paul has to leave because Popo are coming. And also, Joel mentions to Paul that you have your fantasies too, because you want to save this Caroline girl, and so maybe it isn't just us that have these fantasies that want to get fulfilled. Him and his neighbor have sex, so I've been wondering what her point was in this whole, thing. I'm like, why is this neighbor always hanging around? She's in love with Paul, but we finally find out what it is tonight. Mr. Witt has cameras in Paul's home. So like I said, she sends Sarah's handler to kill his neighbor while Paul is out. Paul is out, and him and Echo have a big fight. She attacks him because she has a new imprint to go attack him, I guess. But somebody added an additional imprint when Topher wasn't looking because he was talking to Boyd. And Echo starts talking to Paul, and she says, the dollhouse is real. We have a person on the inside who added this imprint. We're going to contact you again, hopefully with the same body. I'm assuming that the person on the inside, because she says, I'm assuming that it's Topher's assistant, because she's always kind of hanging around, and she's the only one who really knows how to program, so it's only safe to assume, but maybe it's just me. They said Echo says to Paul, fantasy is their business, not their purpose. And there's over 20 dollhouses, and they're all linked to like political organizations, and this is too big for one person. You're not going to be able to take them down on your own. No one's going to believe you. So just lay low, and we'll contact you again. And then Echo shoots a cop, and then Paul gets blamed for it. Later on, he gets suspended. But he runs back to his apartment because his neighbor is there, and he knows that someone's going to come after her. So his neighbor's getting attacked by Sierra's handler, and on the message, on the answering machine in Paul's apartment, Miss DeWitt comes on, and she says there are 3 flowers in a vase. The third one is yellow. And all of a sudden, she starts fighting back and does some awesome moves, and she basically kills Sarah's handler. And then she comes on again and says there's 3 flowers in a vase. The third one is green. And then she stops. So it's only safe to assume that she's a doll, which I was thinking it would only make sense. I was like, wait, she has to be a doll. There's no way. But before this happened, I was like, she's too close to this guy. She has to be. So that was kind of Mr. Witt's way of getting rid of, I guess, Sarah's handler. But I'm not sure if anyone else knows that she is a doll, the neighbor. Maybe she's from a different dollhouse, because that would only make sense because we haven't seen her in the dollhouse before. Yeah. So like I said, Paul gets suspended. He just kind of has to lay low. And at the very end of the episode, Echo draws a house with paint and 2 people in the front. And Miss DeWitt says, what are you doing? And she says, it's not finished. And she keeps repeating that. And then she goes back and finishes her imprint as Joel's wife. And it's kind of sad, but I'm wondering how the people who run the dollhouse are not realizing that the dolls are retaining information and stuff like that. Like, that's a little suspicious to me. And also, I really feel bad for Paul because he reminds me of Angel season 2. Like, when Wolfram and Hart just kept picking at Angel. Like, that's what it reminds me of. They just keep picking on Paul because he's finding out about the dollhouse. And it's like he has nothing left now. He has a relationship with someone who's a doll. He just got suspended. I feel bad for him. But hopefully him and Echo will reunite one day. I don't know. But anyway, sorry this recap's late. I had to work all weekend. The Friday night thing's killing me. I wish they moved it to like an earlier weekday. But anyway, yeah, that's my recap. So I will see you next week for Dollhouse, and I hope Greek. So that's it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.